Hello everyone, it's been a while, but as most of you already know, Project Brawl Busters has officially entered closed beta. So I thought it would be a good idea to go over the current state of the game, what's already finished, what still needs to be done, and bugs you may encounter in the beta. So, upon entering the closed beta, you'll find that things are very similar to how you remember. You'll create an account, create your character, and then go through the tutorial. And here we are at the main menu. So let's go ahead and start with what works. You can purchase clothing and weapons in the shop. You can upgrade those using Weapon Plus and Clothing Plus. You can swap out the abilities on your weapons using the ability switchers. And you can buy offense, defense, and speed glasses. In the capsule machine section, you can use all of the capsule machines except for the first one. And from these capsule machines, you can obtain gear that is between +0 and +10. And the fuses can be between +1 and +5. And you can sell items you don't want for BP. The single player also works, and you can play through all the missions in the game, including the ones that were removed in a later patch. And finally, the most important part, multiplayer. Multiplayer works pretty well. All the game modes work properly. You can chat, and at the end of the match you'll be taken back to the lobby. Alright, now we'll talk about what still needs to be fixed. And please keep in mind that some of these are actually fairly minor issues that don't necessarily need to be finished before open beta. So on the home tab, the announcements haven't been incorporated yet, and the stats that show over here don't properly update yet either. The shop is going to require a decent amount of cleaning up before it's ready for final release. There are some items in here that, while not purchasable, probably shouldn't be shown at all, such as the GM avatar and the rookie helmet. And then there are items in here that are shown and should be purchasable, but aren't. This includes any piece of gear that wasn't in vanilla Brawl Busters, and most of the glasses and mask items. The biggest issue with the shop right now is that there's a bug that can result in you not being able to upgrade your gear properly. So if you try to upgrade a piece of gear, like a weapon or a piece of clothing, it will say that it's the incorrect item. Zakid and Raku recently posted a temporary workaround for this. If you repurchase the piece of gear you want to upgrade, or just purchase more upgrades, that will sometimes fix the issue. You can also purchase new body types, but right now, any body type you purchase will result in a headless character. And finally, you can also purchase item slot switchers, but they don't properly get added to your inventory. So even if you buy some, once you get in game, you won't actually have any slot switchers. At the moment, both the My Stats and Leaderboard sections don't work at all. And I highly advise staying away from these sections, because if you click the wrong button, you can soft lock your game. I mentioned before that single player works, and it does work for the most part. The only issue that I've found so far with it is that when you complete a single player mission, it doesn't update that it was completed right away. You have to go back to a different part of the menu and then return to the single player and it'll show that it was completed. Alright, so as for multiplayer features, I mentioned before that the chat works, and that is true when you're in a multiplayer lobby or match, but the public chat doesn't work yet. And you also can't add friends or do private messages as far as I know. In the multiplayer lobby, there are two main issues that need to be fixed. The first is that you can't switch your class while in the lobby, so you have to back out and switch it in the menu. And the second is that if you start the countdown to begin the match and then cancel it, it actually closes the whole lobby instead of just canceling the match start. The last major issue for multiplayer are the end screens. So in some modes, the end screens work pretty well, but for the most part, they don't properly show if you actually won or lost, and sometimes the stats in the end screen don't show what properly happened during the match. You also don't earn any drops from multiplayer matches yet, so you don't get BP, experience, or keys. The last two things worth noting are that missions haven't been added to the game yet, and ranked still needs to be finished as well. But again, a lot of these things that I listed don't necessarily need to be finished before open beta. And I think that's about it for the update. I'll try to keep you guys informed whenever the game reaches another major milestone, but for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the beta.